So here on the Represent Radio Show with myself, Gully B, we are joined by dancehall royalty right now, an artist that I've been wanting to get on the show since 2018, Mr. Lewis himself. Cham, how you doing?
Thanks for having me. I'm good.
It's good to see you here in the UK, man.
Yeah, it's great to be here, bro.
Yeah, how's things been?
Great to be here. I've been sitting on top of the world. I've been eating good. I got some sun, I got some rain. Saw a lot of fans, been doing a lot of interviews. You know what I mean? I'm keeping it British. I want to study and learn the Liverpool accent because that's my team. You'll never walk alone.
Man,
so I'm here.
The Scouse accent's a whole other language for those
Scouse.
people. Yeah, that's the real Liverpool.
Yeah, we're going Scouse.
That's the way, man. Liverpool's a great city. We've always got love for them right there.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? Liverpool is always that type of city, though. I've seen it from afar and know that it's a blue-collar city. Work hard, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%, man. Well, it's really good to have you here in London right now, because it's been a couple of years since you've been here last, right?
I think the last time we came here was what? 2018. I think it was a tour with myself and Taurus Riley.
Yeah.
We're at the O2. Wow. Right down the road, right?
Yeah. Just literally up the road from Represent.
Okay.
Yeah. you're pretty much a native British man now yourself, innit? You know the locations, everything.
I need to get myself a flat, yeah?
Yeah. Hey, the cost of living in the UK right now is going to be pushing everyone for that, though. So you're over here at the moment as well. You've just kind of come off the back of an incredible brand new song with Bounty Killer that we're absolutely loving. It's the Song of the People, BC as we're calling it.
So BC, aka Song for the People.
Yeah, so tell us, how did this kind of collaboration come about?
Myself, the whole idea is Dave Kelly's idea, the producer. So he had an idea of myself and Bounty Killer going in the studio and making an EP together. Yeah. So BC, aka Song for the People, is the first bomb from the EP Time Bomb. So the Time Bomb EP drops early 2023. So this is just the first bomb from bombs to come.
Wow. So there's so much coming. I think like working with someone like Dave Kelly as well. Is this sort of reminiscent of where you started from, essentially?
No, but that's the whole thing. You know what I mean? Myself and Dave are like brothers. So even though songs came out like Wine and Turn Up and you didn't see Dave's name, Dave is the one that really produced those tracks for me. Yeah. Because I never ever go in the studio with no other producer. If I'm working, it's normal. If a producer has a beat, Dave has to be in the room co-producing, because Dave is the one that I really trust, you know what I mean? And Dave know my sound and know when something is wrong from when it is right. And we always, so even Wine, Turn Up, all these tracks that's been huge over the years. Yeah. Dave's name is not on it, but he's the co-producer by right. You know what I mean?
I had no idea that myself, to be honest. I've just learned something new here. Yeah. I think that's quite an interesting one you're saying, because really you're talking about your sound, and that's something that I think is something people have always wanted. Like, you've been true to dancehall through and through, I think. And anytime I see a tune come through from emails from, you know, DJ places, stuff like that, I see your name on it, I know I've got the next dancehall hit. When we heard like the Clockwork Rhythm, hearing tunes like that, I'm like, that is
almost 2 years, you know, we under lockdown. Bang!
Exactly. and when I heard that, it reminded me of the first time I ever heard you. It was like, and it comes with that same energy. So what's been like your secret to kind of keeping consistent and also being able to push dancehall to new heights?
The whole secret is quality over quantity. And I've learned that from Dave Kelly himself also. He's the one that stressed on that from when I was a little boy, saying, you know, I know you want to put out a lot of music and you have so much you want to say, but you have to remember quality over quantity. Yeah. You're as good as your last single. So if the last single or the one that's to come is not better than the one before, he would try to hold it back, you know what I mean? Right. And make sure that we work on something a little bit more fire that could top the one before. And that's one of the main things. The main thing is the quality of the music, and that I haven't done. It's not a rocket science what we have been doing. It's just working hard in the studio, using the studio to have fun, nothing else. And it has worked out for us. But you have to be a sharpshooter, especially if you do it how I do it. In dancehall, you find that an artist normally drop probably 200 songs for the year sometimes, you know what I mean? Yeah. And for me, we normally do probably 2 or 3 or sometimes 1. Yeah. So you have to make sure it really, really is of high quality, else it would not connect, you know what I mean?
And I think that's something I've always noticed about you as well. Even if your big single of the year is from a rhythm, you take the limelight. It's your single, and then like if I'm juggling in a party or something like that, like we'll draw for your one as the last tune where we juggle rhythm, and that's the one that gets the forward out of everyone.
Yo, like, give thanks, bro. Well, when you go on rhythms, you try to. Everything is competitive, you know what I mean? In a good light, though. Yeah. But you want to dominate that field, just like a Usain Bolt. He will shake all his peers' hands at the end of the race, but he wants to dominate the race. So whenever you get a beat and you go in the studio and you say that Bounty Killer recorded, Buju Banton recorded, Wayne Wonder recorded, you want your one to be that standout record, even though you know all of these individuals are your brothers, you know what I mean? But it's all good. You just try to put your best foot forward and give your best in the booth and in the studio, and that's it. Just use it to have fun.
I think that's why dancehall artists, like you just said as well, I think that's why everyone's careers have just lasted the time. When you look at traditional pop artists in the UK, none of them can say they've got the kind of careers that span the years that yourself, Buju Banton, anyone has done. I think that's because everyone's raising dancehall's quality up and up.
Yeah, that's we normally challenge ourselves, especially the ones that's coming from the 90s. You challenge yourself, you know what I mean? You go in the studio and you challenge each other.
Yeah. And
you keep it competitive, but you keep it respectable just the same.
Yeah.
Because you respect all these peers. I came to the game and saw all these great musicians. And when you're working with Dave Kelly, all of these great musicians are going to be coming around in the studio, and you have to be able to compete and be able to stand with them shoulder to shoulder musically, you know what I mean? And have the same respect for them just the same, but let them know that, okay, I'm here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In that way that I'm here and I'm here to stay. And we have managed to do that over the years, you know what I mean?
So talk about kind of where it started from in that sense. Like, what was those original Madhouse days kind of like for you, like back when it started?
Yo, those sessions with Dave Kelly were the best to me. Because you'd walk in the studio at any given day and you'd see Buju Banton in the booth. And for me as a kid, just coming out of high school, 15, 16 years old, you seen Buju Banton in the booth, recorded, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then you see a Beanie Man walk through the door, or a Spragga Benz, and a Wayne Wonder,
a
Garnet Silk. They saying, what?
I suppose the pressure's on at that point. As the young guy.
Yo, the pressure is super on, but that's something that has helped us to grow and grow quick.
Yeah.
You can't wait. You have to grow fast. In those days, when you didn't get the beat to take home, you had to write right there in the session and record right there in the session. And just remember, you just saw greats recorded.
Yeah.
And they are doing it like they have rehearsed it with a band.
Yeah.
So they're doing it one fly. So you can't go in the studio and take an hour to record a song that's 2 minutes and 35 seconds. You have to go in the studio and deliver and let them see that, okay, he's the real deal. It's not just something that they're trying to fabricate, you know what I mean? So that helped us to own our skill also and kind of pushed us also to take it to the next level.
And it definitely has. Like,
For sure, bro.
Obviously, you've probably had to answer questions about this a million times, but when you look at Ghetto Story with Alicia Keys, like, that's a high quality collaboration right then. Like, how did that come to be? Was that the Atlantic kind of link, or was this something that she was already into?
Atlantic Records didn't even know about Alicia Keys.
Right.
No, they didn't even know that we had her on the track. That whole link came because of Dave. I was in LA at the time and Dave Kelly called me and said, yo, Alicia is going to get on the record. And I'm like, what? No way. Because I used to buy every Alicia CDs, every single one. Big fan from day one. And he knew that. So when he told me that she was going to be on it, I didn't believe a word. Until I was told that I was supposed to fly to New York. And that's when I was like, okay, this looks like it's going to be serious. You know what I mean? But give credit to Alicia, one of the most humble superstars that I've ever met.
Yeah.
And she treated it, the whole situation, like, oh, I would have wanted it to be treated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Flew to Jamaica, did the video in Jamaica, supported the record. She had, at that time, she had never done anything for this concert called At 97 Reggae Tip. She had never even done At 97 Summer Jam.
Right.
And she came out at the Reggae Tip. No one in New York forget that. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
This was hardcore reggae and dancehall fans, and they're seeing Alicia walk out and sing in Ghetto Story. They'll never forget that for the rest of their lives.
Man, those are the moments that just go down in history. And,
History,
and that's 2006, the tune came out. We're talking about now. That's what I mean. Like, all these years later, that's like, it lives on forever.
Bro, last week we were performing it. I think it's last week or probably 8-9 days ago.
Yeah.
Me and Alicia was performing it at her concert in Radio City Music Hall in Manhattan, and it felt like the record was just released.
Yeah.
And that's how it felt. The fans were screaming, rah, rah, like it was released 2 weeks ago.
I still remember one of the craziest like underground parties in London. It was one of the heat waves Wednesday party. Used to do a weekly Wednesday party, and I remember like the rafters falling pretty much like out the ceiling almost, just for the rut. Everyone slamming on the ceiling. Yeah. And this is only still that was only 2013 again, so years after it first came out.
Yeah.
And the reaction then is the same reaction now as the reaction in 2006.
It's the magnitude of that songs. You have certain songs that come along and they're just special.
Yeah.
And to me, every song is special that we have done, and because they're like your babies, you know what I mean? They're like your children. But Get a Story is something different, you know what I mean? Something totally different.
And I think that's the thing, like you've always been pushing dancehall through and through on every kind of level, and I feel your influence here in the UK, like when people knew that you were coming on the show today, even the managers of the venue wanted to come and meet you. That's the thing, you still have that, you know, like as I said, you're probably one of the most high quality dancehall artists that I know in this game. And you know, I even remember playing Vitamin S the other day.
She miserable, such a stress, some may give her some sex. I just loving. Vitamin S is an ex-classic.
Yeah.
And that's one of them songs that took on a whole different life because of what it meant to society. You know what I mean? People in Jamaica found a different way, and throughout the world found a different way to say sex.
Yeah.
Vitamin S. It was really creative. And to tell you, one of them stories, that idea was around since probably 1997.
Wow, that
1998, yeah.
Yeah.
The whole idea, the melody was different. It was the girl them want them vitamin A's. Na 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 is. In the middle of the night when the vibe it's alright. Girl them a request the best of the best. Them want them vitamin A's. But we knew at that time that it wasn't right.
Yeah.
We knew the idea was right. But how it was coming out, it wasn't right. So we just tuck it in the corner.
Yeah.
Until 2003, it came out perfect.
Fiesta Rhythm delivered on that one. And it's timeless again.
Timeless, bro.
And that's kind of something that I think you've always been able to like hold true to the sound of Cham.
I am lucky.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that a lot of people say it's talent, but I'm lucky, and I also have a great producer. Dave Kelly is a great producer. The greatest to have ever done it in the dancehall world for sure. You know what I mean? So an artist is as good as the producer that they give him to work with. Just as our lyricist is as good as the beat that he gets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you notice, all these classic records, the beats are classic beats.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you have to give credit to the producer just the same and the whole team.
Definitely, and that's the thing, like when I draw for any of your tunes in a dance, like it can be clockwork rhythm from last year 2020, or like if we can go back to Fiesta Rhythm or something like that, the quality kind of comes through, and more importantly the energy at every party right now is still the same. And I think that comes back to you've got more of a singles mentality, I think, and that's one thing I've noticed about you. You're not really kind of following the algorithms that the Spotify and the Apple Music and all the stream platforms are doing. Like, you know exactly what covers, what, you know, comes over to the audiences. People will connect with a Cham single.
That's one of the main ingredients that you need to know as an artist. Whatever you're doing, you have to know your audience.
Yeah.
And you have to be consistent with whatever you give them. You know what I mean? Every now and then you can tweak it, because life is like that. You have to evolve, but you can't stray too far from your core. You know what I mean? So even with Clockwork, when Usain Bolt reached out and said he wanted to do production, I'm like, you know what? We can't just give him anything. This is Usain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to give the world champ. You have to talk about a goat. You have to give a goat a goat. You get what I mean? Yeah. You can't give a goat a sheep. You know what I mean? You have to give a goat. That's a goat. One of the greatest of all time. You have to give him something special. And I think Lockdown was the perfect song to give him at the time because of what we all were going through, you know what I mean?
And I think, am I right in saying that your tune came a few weeks after the original Rhythm, right?
Yeah, it came out last.
Yeah.
Like dead last.
Yeah, but I like that. That's the thing, because, you know, we were already juggling it. Like, I know we're in lockdown, but all the radio shows we're supporting here and represent. Yeah. And then I remember, I think I'd done one show, we played the Rhythm, and then the next show we could come and open up with Lockdown. And it was just like, wow. So like, as if you liked the Rhythm last time, Cham's jumped on it too. So
perfect. Like,
I think coming last is better in that sense.
And icing on the cake.
Yeah, 100%. But I think that's one thing that you've always delivered here. Lyrically, you're definitely one of the most established Jamaican artists, maybe of all time, I'd say. You're a GOAT yourself in this game.
Thank you.
And that's why I want to challenge you to our fun game we play here on the Gully B Show, which is called Rhythm Roulette, where we can...
So it's like Russian roulette, but rhythm roulette.
Yeah, we'll pick some rhythms.
And we shoot.
It's up to you. You can pick a tune you want to go first, or you can just go in blind. I'll run a rhythm. We'll see how you do. Okay. So what we'll do, we're going to play the brand new song BC. Song the people first. We'll get ready for Rhythm Roulette. People. Let's jump into this one right here.
Bounty Killer Baby Cham, produced by Dave Kelly. Can you hear me? This is the song for the people.
Let's get
Giving
into
back
it.
the people their voice. Banging!